Hello guys, welcome to our class of number 7, and on today's class we are going to start doing some ammo system for our game. So basically what I have right here on our last class, we have our gun. So let me play that on maximized. So that's the game that we have. We have the gun, we can walk around, and we can shoot. Alright, so basically what we are going to be doing today is making a way that we count bullets so it's not infinite as it is right now. Alright, and another way that we actually need to do, as we are counting bullets, we are going to need as well to have some kind of ammo system, so we can pick up ammo in the ground and then reset the amount of bullets that we have. Okay, so yeah, so let's first create one way of actually count bullet. So we have the script right here. The script controlling the gun is gun controller. I'm gonna open it up. It's loading. Alright, so that's our script, and basically here we have a force, and then we can shoot bullets. Just let's do one way of actually counting bullets. So basically I'm gonna add a new variable, public int ammo, and then it's going to be equal to 10. Alright, so ammo, it's going to be an integer variable. It makes sense. You can't have actually half of a bullet or half of a ammo. It doesn't make sense. We're gonna have 10 shoots, and then every time that you shoot, this ammo will be decreased. So that's basically what we're going to do. Here we have if input get mouse button then 0. So that's the command where we actually shoot with our gun. In here, inside of the if, after the last line, but inside of the if, I'm going to write ammo minus minus and this. So this is actually going to make our ammo decrease in quantity. So like it's 10, it's gonna go to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1 until it reaches 0. So I'm gonna save it right now. And just to test, right, I'm not gonna play it on maximize it. I'm gonna go right here. We can take a look on the gun, or just open the gun, bit gun. We have the gun controller and ammo is equal to 10 right here. If I play the game and shoot, you will see what will happen. So 1, oh, I guess I click it elsewhere. Okay, so 9, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0. But the thing is, I can still shoot even though it's negative. Doesn't make sense, right? So one thing that we're going to need to do is here in the if, we're going to add another condition. So first, we need to click on the mouse in order to shoot, and ammo needs to be bigger than 0. It makes sense, like you can shoot something if you don't have any ammo. So I'm going to save it right now, and let's take a look on how it looks in the game. So play the game. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I can't shoot anymore. Alright, because I shot actually 10 times, and that wasn't my ammo. Of course, you can't, as the player plays the game, like for example, if I play on maximize it right here, it's not going to be able to see how many bullets we have. So like we have a limit, but I can pretty much tell because we don't have any kind of user interface. And that's what we're going to be doing right now. We're going to create a user interface that will make this bullet show to the user the amount of bullets that you have. So the user interface, we're going to use the canvas. So you see that text right here. This text right here, it's the aim of the gun, you know, that the plus icon that we have. So I'm just going to rename this text to aim, so just so I remember what it's about. And then I'm gonna go on canvas, right click, UI, and then text. And then the name is going to be ammo amount. And then ammo amount on the text. Basically what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to put like a placeholder right here. It's going to be like bullets and then 10, just as a placeholder. And I'm going to change the color to white. So you can see right here that is in the center. I don't want it to be on the center, so what I'm going to do is basically go to here in the anchor point. I'm going to put top left, and then I'm going to 0 both, and you can see that the text is in the corner. Just as well, I'm going to align in the center twice, so align here and here, and then move this amount of bullets in a place that I can see in the screen, so in the top corner. All right, so that's cool. If I have other kinds of aspects, you can test right here and take a look if it looks cool. Maybe you need to maybe reposition it a little bit. But the thing is, on the gun controller, I will import that variable, that information of the text inside of a variable, and then I'm going to update the text with the amount of bullets that we currently have. So basically, I'm going to show to the user on real time the amount of ammo that he have. First of all, we're going to need to pick this unit engine right here, jump one line and write using unit engine dot UI. We're going to need to use that one. We used that one before, right, on the last game, just to update to the player. And then here on the public, after ammo, I'm going to write public text and then ammo UI. So that's the UI that we're gonna link later. All right, this is text. Okay, so basically here, every time that we shoot something, on start I can say something like ammo UI will be equal to bullet and then plus ammo. So what I do is basically make a text with bullet and then ammo. It's saying it wrong because I need to put ammo UI.text. That's the right way of doing this. So at start, I will update my UI with bullet and then amount of bullets that I have. So depending if you want to use a different number from like 11, 12, something different than 10, you can basically using that update it in the start. And then every time that we shoot and we decrease the ammo, we are going to update the value as well. So ammo UI text bullet ammo. All right, and then going back to Unity, we are just going to link. So here we have ammo. We're going to click on the circle and then select ammo amount and play the game and take a look how it looks. Okay, so it's for some reason scale right here. All right, so bullet right now it's tiny, but anyway, you guys can see it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 until it reaches 0. One way of actually making the canvas looks better is go to canvas, and instead of constant pixel size on UI scale mode, you set scale with screen. So if I play the game right now, it's gonna look better because it's scaled with screen. Right, so yep, bullets right there. All right, so it is working, right? One problem that we have is that basically we need to get new ammo from some place, because once we are out of ammo, we can recharge anywhere. So basically that's what we're going to be doing right now. For now, what I'm going to do is just make a very, very simple ammo object, but you can use any kind of object, 3D object that you find. I'm just going to use a very, very simple one. So here on prefab, we have bullet. I'm going to create a new folder, so create folder, and I'm going to put ammo And then inside of this folder, I'm going to create two different materials, one for yellow and one for black. So right click, create material. I'm gonna call it yellow. And I'm gonna set the color to yellow. And I'm going to create another one called black. And then I'm going to put it as black. Alright, so just two colors so we can play a little bit with them. And then I'm going, the box of bullets, it's going to be something very simple. I'm just gonna basically go game object, 3D object, cube. So I'm gonna put the cube someplace right here. I'm gonna drag this black part right here. Okay, so it looks like a box, and then inside of this cube, on this cube, I'm going to rename it to ammo. All right, and then inside of the cube, I'm going to create a 3D object capsule, and I'm gonna put bullet as the name. This one is going to be just a reference of bullet. I'm just gonna make it small. Alright, why it's not letting me? Okay, so I'm just gonna make it very, very small, just about the size of a bullet. Okay, and I'm gonna put the yellow part. Okay, so yeah, just I'm doing this very, very basic, but you can use, to be honest, any kind of graphical part, doesn't really matter. All right, so just gonna, okay, I guess that's good. I don't know, I'm gonna make it maybe do something like this. It doesn't look like an ammo box, but anyway. And then what I'm going to do is just I'm gonna drag and drop ammo right here. So I made a prefab from that. All right, that's the important part, because then later we can basically reuse that stuff for anything. Okay, so that ammo, we're gonna use the ammo in a very, very different way, because it's going to be a trigger, and when we enter the trigger, it's gonna show up like a UI information saying something like press E to pick up ammo, and then when we press E, it's going to update the ammo for our player. All right. So here in the box collider of the ammo, these will need to have another component called rigid body. We're not gonna make it with gravity. We're gonna disable gravity with this. We're not gonna use, like, you can use it with gravity if you want, but anyway, I'm gonna disable it just because I want it floating. And then inside of the player, we're gonna add a new trigger. So basically, we're gonna check if something enters this new trigger. And then if that something is the ammo, is gonna show the text for like press E to collect, something like this. So in the player, I'm gonna add component, and I'm gonna put sphere as a collider. And then this collider, this sphere will basically be the trigger for in which it's going to detect if the ammo is around or not. So I'm gonna click is trigger right here. And then if we play the game right now, it doesn't actually have any difference. But then we're gonna add a new script in which when it enters the trigger, like this one enters the trigger, it's gonna show something up for us. All right. So I'm gonna go back to the script. We can use player controller for that one, and then we're gonna, after movement controller, we're gonna add a new function. The new function is gonna be called on trigger enter. So basically, let's check if that works. So private void on trigger enter, and then collider and other. Basically, if it enters a trigger, what I want to do is debug something like other entered the trigger. It's just a test. We're gonna remove that later. We're just gonna test with this one. So basically, if I save it right now, should detect when the box enters the trigger. Let me try to make this trigger bigger. Okay, I actually have a problem right here. It's saying that we have two audio listeners somewhere, because like I have one audio listener on the main camera and the other audio listener on the gun camera. We can't have both, so basically I'm gonna remove the audio listener from the gun because it's not letting me see if I'm entering or not the trigger. That's why I need to change this one. So yeah, you basically see that the object entered the trigger, right? Like it enters a lot of times. Basically, what we want is when it enters the trigger, it actually shows something for us. And when it leaves the trigger, it doesn't show anymore. The things that I want to show is just an object that is going to be press E to collect the ammo or something like this. But first, let's take a look on which object entered the trigger. I'm gonna make it by tags. So here on ammo, I'm gonna go here on tag, add tag, and then here plus, and I'm gonna put ammo. All right. So every time that he enters the trig, what I'm going to do, I'm going to check if other game object tag is equal to ammo, and it needs to be written in the same way. So ammo with capital A. So ammo right here, I'm gonna open the prefab actually. Ammo right here needs to be tagged with ammo, right? So it actually detects by the tags. So here, every time that the ammo enters, I'm going to debug ammo entered, enter, something like this, just to check if ammo enter. Okay, so I'm gonna play the game again. Let's take a look if it gets this ammo enter. You see that one? So that's cool. It recognized that ammo enter. All right. But what I want to do is I'm gonna make two objects right here. Two variables. One is going to be an game object for press E to collect ammo, and the other one is going to be a variable just to check if ammo is inside or not. So public, then we can put game object ammo command UI. So that's going to be the text, and then we're going to have another. It's going to be a bool. It's going to be is ammo in trigger, right? Basically, when on trigger enter, when ammo is inside of the trigger, what I want to do is ammo command UI set active true, right? And also what I want it to do is let me take a look on how I wrote it before. It was is ammo in trigger, is ammo in trigger equals true. And then basically I'm gonna write the opposite. So this is on trigger enter. I'm gonna do on trigger exit. So on trigger exit. All right, so that one, collider other. And if the object is equal to ammo, so if ammo exit, basically what I want to do is ammo command UI set active equals to false. Okay, is ammo in trigger false. So basically, if I'm near the area of ammo, I can pick ammo, basically. And then on update, if input get key down key code is E, you can use other keys. I'm just gonna use E. If get key down is Z and is AMOL on trigger, so basically is equal to true. So basically if I press E in the keyboard and the AMOL is in trigger, what I can do, I'm going to pick the AMOL from gun controller, you see that one, and I'm going to increment by 10. I'm just gonna add another thing right here real quick, but anyway. What I will do is get component gun controller, so the component gun controller from the gun. Actually, this one, we're gonna need a variable for that one. So here on the variable, we're gonna add another one. So public gun controller, and then I'm gonna call it gun control. We're gonna need to link that later with the gun controller. So basically, if we press E, the AMOL's in the trigger and gun controller AMOL, it's lower than 50 basically. It's not gonna be, we can't just make it like an infinite, there is a limit. Gun controller dot AMOL will increment by 5. Alright, and the other thing that I want to do is gun controller dot AMOL UI text will be updated to bullet, and then gun controller dot AMOL. So we're gonna also update the UI. So basically, just explain a little bit better. If we enter the trigger, it's gonna pop up the text, that's the guy, it's gonna pop up, it's gonna be equal to true, so that set active equal to true, is AMOL in trigger is gonna be true. If we exit, basically we're gonna remove the pop-up, we're gonna remove the text, and AMOL in trigger is gonna be false. Alright? If we press the E key in the keyboard and AMOL is in the trigger and the gun controller AMOL is lower than 50, we're going to increment by 5, and we are going to say that we're going to update the text. Okay? So we're just need, in order to finish it here, we're just going to need to put another text in the canvas. That's going to be the one that is going to alert us that we can do something. So text is in the center. I'm just going to make center and color white. And I'm just gonna write something like press E to pick AMOL, and that's it. I think that's enough. And I'm gonna put like pick AMOL UI right here. And then we just need to link stuff. So here on player controller, we have AMOL command UI. I need to link the pick AMOL in here, alright? And gun controller, I'm just gonna link from the gun, the big gun. Okay? So let's test it, let's see how it goes. So we have pick AMOL. It doesn't look to disable the object. Oh yeah, it's disabling. It needs to actually start disable. So in order to start pick AMOL, just disable it. So I guess it's gonna be better. So if we go, let me put it on maximize it. If we go closer, it shall press E to pick AMOL. If we press E, bullets adds by 5. You see, until it reaches 50. And then of course I can shoot and go back to here and pick more AMOL. Alright, it's never going to be more than 54. Okay, so here we have our AMOL, we can shoot stuff, and when it ends we can go back to our center, pick more AMOL, and continue to shoot stuff. Okay, so yeah guys, that's our class. I hope you like it. On the next class we're going to continue and adding more stuff to the game. Thank you very much for this class. See you on the next one. Bye bye.